Now, we've been talking about six-ball arsenals from every different bowling company, but let's talk about my personal six-ball arsenal. Starting from the strong and smooth category, I have the 900 Global Reality as my top ball. So this is always the top ball in my bag. I sometimes flip it out with a proton physics, but usually the Reality is going to be that first ball that's smooth, super strong, gonna hook on everything. I have found the most success on longer oil patterns with this, but I have found a little bit of success on shorter patterns where I just keep my hand more behind it and let the ball roll out. Going over to my strong and sharp option, this is going to be one of my favorite Pearl asymmetrics in the last couple of years, the Storm Infinite Physics. So I was a little late to the party with the Infinite Physics. I got it right before it got discontinued, but I am loving mine. Now, it isn't that stereotypical strong sharp option like a track theorem. A theorem would go much further down lane than an Infinite Physics, but I find the Infinite to be a great ball down for my Reality. It's not enough of a difference to have to move that much, so when my Reality starts hooking too early, I usually can just ball right down to the Infinite Physics and stay in the same spot on the lane, and the Infinite will actually finish down lane a little more. Next up for the medium smooth category, it's going to be my personal favorite bowling ball ever made. I've had it in this slot in my arsenal since I really started bowling when I was able to first get one, the Storm Phase 2. This ball has gone with me to nearly every tournament I've gone to in the last 4 years. It has always been in that middle slot. It is the first ball I throw to find out what I need to switch to. It is always right in the middle. It's a little bit smoother. It's a little bit earlier. If I want to play left with it, I can. I've played as deep as 25 to 30 with this ball. I've played as straight as 3 with this ball. It can be from anywhere. I've thrown it on 35 feet. I've thrown it on 50 feet. It is just one of the best balls that matches my game. Going to the medium and sharp ball, this is a ball that's been discontinued for a couple of years now, the Hammer Web Pearl. The Web Pearl was, just like the other webs in the series, a 2.48 RG, 0.048 differential, symmetrical pearl ball. It is a smoother pearl ball to me, but I'm okay with being able to get a ball around the corner. My problem is usually getting it to slow down early enough, and the Web Pearl does that for me a little bit better than some of Storm's pearls do. The Web Pearl is a little bit earlier than something like my Gold Label, for example, but it's a little bit smoother, so I can play straighter with it. Now, the Web Pearl doesn't like extreme angles all that much, but it does like about a 10 to 20 board zone. From about second arrow to fourth arrow, this thing thrives, especially on house shots. It's very good. Going over to the weak and smooth option, if you're a fan of the channel, you know what's coming in this slot, the Scorpion Low Flare. Now, why is this in the weak and smooth category when I put it in the medium smooth category for Hammer a couple weeks ago? Well, my Scorpion Low Flare has a lot of lane shine on it, so I like to use it as a ball down from my Phase 2. This is a ball that I like to throw when the Phase 2 is too early, or if I'm on a house shot that has a lot of friction. My home center, the lanes are absolutely torched all the time, so the Scorpion with a lot of lane shine looks phenomenal. I'm able to throw some pretty high series with this thing. It's able to get through the front part of the lane, be smooth enough if you get it in the oil or even out of the oil, and it finds the pocket. It always finds the pocket. I've always called it a better IQ tour, especially for my game. Last but not least, in the weak and sharp option, I have my trusty IQ Tour Ruby. Now, before the Ruby came out, I had an IQ Emerald in this slot, so I've always had a shiny IQ in my weak and sharp option. They just match up for my game best. I personally like the Emerald better. It's impossible to find one, so now the Ruby is able to fit that slot. It's a ball that gets far down lane. It's pretty smooth, actually, for being a symmetrical pearl ball with such a tiny core, but for me, it is that get out of jail ball in case nothing else is working and I need something just to play straighter with and get down lane. That's going to do it for my own personal 6-ball arsenal. I am excluding urethane and plastic. I throw plastic at spares, so that always comes with, and I try to bring a urethane ball, specifically a purple hammer, with me to most tournaments, just in case everybody else is throwing one. I'm not very good with urethane. Others are, and if others are throwing urethane, I need to throw it because reactive doesn't look good then. But that is usually my 6 to 8 ball arsenal. Let me know down below if you have any questions or you want to hear more arsenals with some of my own personal equipment. I'm cycling through equipment like crazy, so this arsenal changes month by month. Otherwise, make sure to follow for more videos like this.